Hi, everyone. I've had the opportunity in recent years to take a few leadership roles. This is something pretty new to me in my 50s. I'm exploring it. I'm kind of just trying it out and seeing what happens, which is the way I've been trying things in recent years. And it has been a bit of a journey of self-discovery. So when I started to work on the project, What's Your Leadership Style? I didn't think, I'm gonna explain what leadership style I have. Instead, I thought I'd tell a few stories about things that I think I've done well as a leader and things that I think I could have done better on as a leader. And then I'll maybe ask other people what they think my leadership style is. You can tell me what you think that is at the break. Also, if you have some experience with me as a leader, as in this Toastmasters Club, I'd definitely be happy to hear suggestions that you have, or also, not in the sense that I want to be buttered up like ChatGPT butters you up, but things that you see as my strengths, in the sense that maybe if they're strengths, they're things that I can do more of. The first story I'd like to talk about is as the president of the Potrero Hill Democratic Club. That's the other leadership role that I've taken on in recent years. Before I was president, the club was having some problems in the sense that we just weren't having meetings. Before the pandemic, we'd been a vibrant neighborhood club with meetings with 20, 30, 40 people coming to them. At political debates, we'd have debates and candidates would come, we'd decide whether to endorse different candidates or propositions or things like that. The neighborhood house in Potrero Hill, 100 people would be in there, the place would be packed. Since the pandemic, it's been pretty empty. And in 2022, 2023, one of the big problems was we just weren't having meetings. Part of that was there just wasn't a lot of politics going on at the time locally. California no longer has off-year elections, so we have an election coming up right now, but that's weird. It's not a normally scheduled election. So that means you've got this dead period in the odd years. The thing that I did was I started scheduling XCOM meetings. The XCOM is the same thing as our officers. I started scheduling XCOM meetings every month. Every month we would schedule a meeting, and then we started meeting. I can't say that we're at the level that we were before the pandemic, but at least now we're having meetings every month. Enough people are coming. We had a quorum at our last meeting, which meant that we could endorse, or we could have an endorsement on a recent, on the ballot proposition that's coming up. So I think the club is now alive instead of being dead. The other good thing that I did for the Dem Club is I stanched the bleeding in our budget. Our major expenses were constant contact for our mailings and our website. And we were spending about $100 a month on that. So what I did was, I acted as a technical person and said, let's get us on a cheap hosting provider and let's get us on a cheap mail provider. And that meant that despite the fact we have almost nothing coming in as a club, much smaller than SF Toastmasters, we managed to stay afloat and keep the club running on our very minimal dues. This is what I think might be one of my strengths is as a leader, is that I fix broken things. That's what I've been trying to do both here with Toastmasters, with trying to unblock our visitor pipeline, where in the past we would have guests try to get in contact with us and we wouldn't see where those messages were going. I worked with the other people in the officers, Anton and Diane and and Claire, we all worked together to make sure that all those things got unblocked, that our HubSpot emails were going through, and that we would actually start getting guests coming again. And that seems to have unblocked our pipeline. So thank you to the guests who've come to our meeting tonight. Things that I would like to work on, that's directly addressed by this pathway. I have all these ideas that I want to do. In the past, I wanted people to be more spontaneous when I was president of this club a few years before. I think that actually got some traction because spontaneity is fun. I also wanted people to do more in pathways than they were doing. But I don't feel like I figured out a way to get traction on that. And just both here and also at work, I am a bit of a booster of AI, and I want to encourage people to do more in a good way with the AI tools that are available to them. But I feel like I've had mixed results on that, and it's not clear to me that that's having any effect. That's why I want to work on this pathway of visionary communication. The other thing that I think I could do better on, and that is, it might be something that I've gotten from parenting. I realized that it's a lot more fun if you're the chill parent who just kind of lets things go. And it also means that I can embrace my inner laziness. But when I do that, I find that even though I tend to get all the things done that need to get done, it makes some people nervous who are watching and worrying that those things might not get done. And I don't want to make anyone nervous. So that's something I really think I need to work on. These are the things I can think of for my leadership style. So my question to you is, saying all these things, what would you say my leadership style is? What do you think I'm doing well? And what could I improve on? Thank you.